Okay, so forget everything about agents or running agentic companies. Seriously, forget it. I just discovered this Anthropic leaked document, internal document, that was published a couple weeks ago, and somehow it got out and now we have it. This is literally how the teams that build, maintain, and market cloud are using Claude Code to automate most areas of their company. And if you're out there just trying to implement AI inside your company, inside your organization, let me tell you something, you're not just behind. Anthropic is playing 4D chess and you're just playing checkers. So in this video, I'm gonna walk you through the entire leaked document so you can learn how Anthropic is doing things and maybe implement some of those use cases inside your company. But honestly, after reading it, you're gonna realize most people are not playing the same game these AI labs are playing. So yeah, let's get into it. So yeah, the document is called How Anthropic Teams Use Claude Code. Anthropic's internal teams are transforming their workflows with Claude Code, enabling developers and non-technical staff to tackle complex projects, automate tasks, and bridge skill gaps that previously limited their productivity. One thing that I realized reading this document is that they do have this mindset that most people are not even aware of, that AI is not only a way to automate all jobs. Like most people are just thinking, hey, AI is just gonna take my job. These companies, the truly AI native companies, are thinking this is a way for us not only to augmentate the skills of our employees, this is a way to max out those skills. Meaning Anthropic is thinking, okay, how do we get our average employee to be 10x, 100x even more productive? One thing that's obvious to me right now is that in the near future, the main metric you're going to care about inside your company, apart from, sales or revenue in general and profit, is going to be how much revenue per employee are we making. I'm sure these guys, and not only Anthropic, but also OpenAI, XAI, and the Chinese AI labs are all working with this mindset. Hey, okay, so we have a limited number of talent. How much money can we make per employee inside our company? It's a main metric there. I'm sure they're measuring. As I said before, this document is a leaked document I found on Twitter. Of course, it's not like just internal, but I'm sure they just do it for their main partners. I don't really know how this got out, but it's like how Anthropic internal teams are using Claude Code. It might be marketing, but after, like, I've tried Claude Code a couple times. I'm not using Claude Code on a day-to-day anymore. I prefer to use Codex and OpenClaw, of course, but it's basically the same thing. Every single thing you can do with Claude Code, you can do with the other agentic coding tools. And like just seeing how the top level talent in the world is using the agentic layer is just making me realize, okay, even though I do use agents on a day-to-day basis, these guys are just in a different level, right? They're automating and scaling things I didn't even know existed. So there's a bunch of things like Claude Code for data infrastructure, right? Like Kubernetes debugging with screenshots, that's more technical. Claude Code for data infrastructure is like big, right? One of the things that was super interesting to me was Claude Code for growth marketing. Like, how are these guys that are mostly technical? They're mostly engineers, right? Mostly AI researchers. How are these guys thinking about growth marketing? Because those two seem like pretty far away from each other. Like, engineering and growth marketing are not things that go together most times, right? And with Claude Code, you can pretty much automate most growth marketing tasks, especially the research and actually the execution too, of course. But even like viral organic content, that's what I'm thinking about now with Claude Code, with OpenCloud. There's a bunch of new ways we can automate marketing campaigns that wasn't possible before. This is something that's truly new that I'm exploring, that most people that are into agents are exploring. I think it's one of the biggest untapped markets on agentic coding or agentic tools in general. But this is super interesting because this is how the guys at Anthropic are actually thinking about growth marketing, right? Here it is, main Claude Code use cases, automated Google Ads creative generation. The team built an agentic workflow that processes CSV files containing hundreds of existing ads with performance metrics, identifies underperforming ads for iteration, and generates new variations that meet strict character limits. 30 characters for headlines, 90 for descriptions. Using two specialized subagents, one for headlines, one for descriptions, the system can generate hundreds of new ads in minutes instead of requiring manual creation across multiple campaigns. This has enabled them to test and iterate at scale, something that would have taken a significant amount of time to achieve previously. Super interesting, right? Like automated Google Ads creative generation, Figma plugin for mass creative production. That's super interesting. Like if you can create, if with the same talent, with the same time, you can create 10 times or 100 times, like here, 100 times more creatives, you can test like way better variations of the ad and more personalized variations in ads and for Facebook ads, for Instagram ads, for Google ads, for YouTube ads, and for demographic too. Like you can serve one specific ad to one real specific demographic. And plus, you can pair that with the landing page because now you can test and because you have all of this data and the best data scientists in the world that are these like coding models, now you can pair, okay, this is like the best creative in this with this demographic and how this demographic reacted to the landing page and to the creative and match it up, right? And like fine, if you truly like infrastructure, if you want to build these systems inside your company, you can truly scale to a level like to a new level that wasn't possible before. Meta Ads MCP server for campaign analytics. They created an MCP server integrated with Meta Ads API to query campaign performance, spending data, and ad effectiveness directly within Claude Code desktop app, eliminating the need to switch between platforms for performance analysis, saving critical time where every efficiency gain translates to better ROI. That's super interesting, right? Because most people are just like trying to optimize their Facebook ads, maybe just hiring a media buyer or just learning how to media buy better. These guys created an MCP, which is basically a way to talk to the API in a better way, in a more like a better way to query the API, to ask for the things you want, or for the model to ask for the things you want to the API. And just getting all that data, that constant data, and analyzing it, right? Like that's the job, that's like the human equivalent of what these guys did is a media buyer, someone that has the expertise, knowledge on how to buy media and can process all the data that's coming from the Facebook ads manager. Advanced prompt engineering with memory systems. They implemented a rudimentary memory system that logs hypotheses and experiments across ad iterations, allowing the system to pull previous test results into context when generating new variations. Creating a self-improving testing framework, this enables systematic experimentation that would be impossible to track manually. That's just crazy, right? That's one concept that I've been thinking about when implementing agents inside companies is how do we create this recursive behavior in our agents and in our company? Because our companies are agents, right? Our macro organizations composed by people that are just aligned with a product and a customer, and we're trying to sell this product or service to a customer. So it's an agent, right? It's like the combined intelligence of all the people and all the members, stakeholders, shareholders of the company. But how can we create recursivity, which is a concept that basically means how do we make our company better every time we sell a new product or every time we get customer feedback? That's recursivity. These guys are doing it with prompt engineering and memory systems. I do it, and a lot of people do it with OpenClaw. I have a skill for OpenClaw called recursivity. I'm going to explain that in another video. But more important than doing it with Claude Code or doing it with a system that you install inside your company or doing it with OpenClaw, how do we make better, like our company, our product, our marketing, whatever part of the company, how do we make it better every time there's a new event in the status of the company, right? Like every time we sell something, every time we get customer feedback, every time there's something that we don't want to happen, like a chargeback or something like that. See, if every time something happens, we just have a bunch of agents just thinking about how can we make our company better? How can we grow our company? How can we make more profit? How can we make this more automated, right? That would be amazing. And if we have that as a main part of our company values. Just like, dude, you have a self-improving machine that's constantly iterating to make you more money, to give you more profit, to have a better machine. Okay, so they also talk about the team impact, dramatic time savings for repetitive tasks, ad copy creation reduced from 2 hours to 15 minutes. That's crazy. 10x increase in creative output. The team can now test vastly more ad variations across channels with automated generation and Figma integration. Operating like a larger team, the team can handle tasks that traditionally require dedicating engineering resources. Strategic focus shift. The team can spend more time on overall strategy and building agentic automation rather than manual execution. That's for sure something I'm noticing myself. Like the time you used to spend executing is now being spent on planning, on strategizing, and most times that's not perfect because you want to be executing even with these agents. You just want to be scaling. After you automate, you want to be scaling. Like your time and focus should be, okay, how do we automate? We just automated. Now let's scale this thing, right? Like, for example, a marketing task. We automate how to make organic videos. If before we automated, we did manually, right? 3 videos a day. And now we automated that process. The next step is not just like, hey, let's go for vacation, let's go for anything. No. The next step is just how do we make this same process, this same skill that we just automated, how do we 10x it, right? Because now the problem is not a labor problem, it's not a creativity problem, it's not anything problem, it's just a capital problem. It's how much money can we spend on this without going crazy, right? Because you need to have things under control, and of course you cannot spawn 1,000 agents, like 1,000 agents in just one day, but you can for sure program just have 10 new open class, do the exact same skill and publish 10 times more content, right? I've been seeing it with people like Alex Hormozy that say, hey, well, most people are just publishing 2 videos a day. I'm publishing 50 videos a day, 80 videos a day, even more than that. Now, by the way, something important the Anthropic team did here is showing us there's 2 ways AI or agentic tools are affecting our performance in the company. Either they are saving time or like money on repetitive tasks, like here, dramatic time savings on repetitive tasks, ad copy creation reduced from 2 hours to 15 minutes, right? That's freeing up time, freeing up capital, or something that I'm much more interested in. Because, like, of course, the saving time, automating things is amazing, but 10x increase in creative output is something that we have to pay attention to, right? This is Anthropic. This is the guys that created Claude Code, all the Cloud Opus and Sonnet models, right? These are like the creme de la creme level in AI engineering, in AI research. These are truly sophisticated guys that are saying, 10x increase in creative output. The team can now test vastly more ad variations across channels with automated generation and Figma integration. So it's clear to me they have 2 new mindsets. The first one is how do we work 10% faster, right? 20% faster. And that's pretty cool. That's like automation. But the other question they're raising here and they're noticing is, okay, what's even possible now? What's going on? Like, what's next? What's even, like, let's think bigger, right? Is they're saying 10x increase in creative output. So you clearly see the difference. Okay, 10%, 20% faster, automating things, that's cool. But also, what's even possible with these new level capabilities that we have right now? Top tips for growing marketing team: identify API-enabled repetitive tasks, break complex workflows into specialized sub-agents, thoroughly brainstorm and prompt plan before coding. This document is amazing. Claude Code for product design, front-end polish and state management changes. That's pretty cool. If you have software, if you have a SaaS, that's amazing. I'm just trying to talk here about all the different ones that can be applied to all type of companies, right? Because maybe an e-commerce company, you don't care that much about like software front-end design, but like a SaaS company, of course, if you own a software company, dude, this Claude Code is your main engineer. So of course, Cloud Code for legal, custom accessibility, solution for family members, legal department workflow automation. Of course, if you don't have your legal things automated with Cloud Code or Codex right now, you need to do it. And there's a bunch of different ones. I love this data science and visualization too, because they're basically building dashboards and ways to visualize all points of data they have inside their companies. Like the level of data these guys have inside their companies about how people are using cloud and Cloud Code must be impressive. And you need to understand that the better and more data you have about how your customer is interacting with your company, with your product, with your team, the better your company will be. The more data for your agent, the better. So listen, this document is something that you need to see for yourself. I'm going to leave the link down below in the description. And if you like the video, please subscribe and follow on social media and like it and comment, okay? See ya.